The Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer, weekday afternoons at 5 Eastern on CNN.
An incident which leads the U.S. military to issue a statement of regret. An American helicopter gunship accidentally strikes civilians in Iraq in 2007. 2 journalists are among those killed. The footage is posted years later on the WikiLeaks website. The man charged with leaking this video is now at the center of another investigation, a probe into one of the largest intelligence leaks in U.S. history. How did tens of thousands of classified documents on the Afghanistan war make their way onto WikiLeaks this summer? Army Private Bradley Manning has not been formally charged in that case. WikiLeaks hasn't divulged its source, but military officials have told CNN Manning's the prime suspect. Manning's attorney, David Coombs, spoke to us right after meeting with his client at a facility in Quantico, Virginia.
Did he leak those documents?
I have not talked to my client about that. I've not seen anything, nor have I heard anything that would definitively tie him to that.
The papers on Afghanistan, which WikiLeaks calls the Afghan War Diaries, deal with matters from the hunt for Osama bin Laden to civilian deaths. Pentagon brass has said this about WikiLeaks and its source.
The truth is they might already have on their hands the blood of some young soldier or that of an Afghan family.
Admiral Mullen has said whoever committed these leaks could have blood on their hands. What's your reaction to it? What's your client's reaction to it?
That's really why I'm here today, Brian, to address some of what I view as very highly charged rhetoric. Now, when you take a look at this, the Pentagon themselves has acknowledged if the Afghan War Diaries, there's nothing new or illuminating in these diaries. This type of rhetoric is really designed to affect Manning's ability to get a fair trial.
Contacted by CNN, a Pentagon official disagreed with that characterization and said no one in the Pentagon's senior leadership has publicly associated the WikiLeaks material with any member of the U.S. military. Coombs also hinted about ways he may defend his client, mentioning that Manning's Army unit knew of some erratic behavior on his part while he was deployed in Iraq before the leaks occurred and before he was charged.
You indicated that they took the bolt from his weapon. What other behavior did he exhibit that led them to be so concerned about his health?
Well, I've only seen very limited documentation of the mental concern by the unit, but his immediate supervisor did document prolonged periods of disassociative behavior, quite a bit of non-responsiveness from PFC Manning. And again, that progressed from the very beginning of the deployment and deteriorated somewhat towards the end of his time there in May of 2010.
Coombs told me that aside from removing the bolt on his weapon and sending him to a chaplain, Manning's Army unit did virtually nothing to help him. A Pentagon official I spoke to would not comment on that. Wolf.
You've seen, and I know I've seen these reports that he's on suicide watch right now, Manning?
He was on suicide watch, according to David Coombs. Coombs now says that has been lifted. He is seeing a forensic psychiatrist, and Coombs says he's being treated with medication for depression and sleeplessness, which he says he's responding well to. The disposition of the case is moving very slowly. He's being seen by military specialists on mental health right now. Then they're going to determine whether to charge him with court-martial.
And the argument that the Pentagon has made is that there were names of allies of U.S. military personnel, Afghani names, for example, mentioned in these documents were released, and now their lives are endangered because he released these names, or supposedly, allegedly, on the WikiLeaks documents.
That's correct. And Coombs has acknowledged that there are names in those documents, but he said their names are spelled phonetically, and whoever wants to, I guess, follow those people and try to find them really couldn't do it based on what you see in the documents. That's his claim.